Oh, I see Octodad on stream now,
Yeah,
but not just...
specifically Dadliest Catch, which I can't remember if it's like the expanded version or the straight up sequel, but it's something like that. And how
This
does
was early in the meme game craze.
I mean I love and appreciate Octodad for what it is.
Mhm.
Which oh, there is a controller mode for this. I'm curious how this actually works now.
People are quite down on games made to be streamed, so to speak. And I get that, but at the same time, it's like every generation has games made for the platform, right? Arcade games had attract modes because they were competing in a loud arcade with a
Yeah.
bunch of other arcade games.
I miss arcade track modes, by the way. Like, that's a whole separate topic, but go on.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it.
Well, in that case, like, the original PlayStation was a wonderful system for attract modes. I don't know why.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, Parasite Eve's introduction.
He's just
if you leave it on the title
He's
screen.
always late.
Amazing. Bushido Blade, cool for the time. Chrono Cross,
Mr. Groom?
excuse to
The
use one of the
wedding
best
is starting. Are you
tracks
ready?
ever recorded.
I guess now I think of it like
You're not even dressed.
home console
yourself presentable.
updates
She's
of
waiting for
arcade
you.
games still had stuff like that, like Soul Calibur for the Dreamcast. It had no functional purpose for its like attract stuff, but it still served to like I think improve the game overall and like got me hyped for playing Soul Calibur when I saw it.
Yep. Oh, totally. I don't know why that fell out of fashion, honestly.
Gotta make room for more unskippable middleware logos.
I mean, that's part of it, I guess.
Would you mind resharing on Discord?
Oh, sure. Also, I want to re-hype it because I don't see anybody in the chat yet.
Rehype. Maybe it would be worth having an intro card in the future and you just leave the
Yeah.
stream running for like 10 minutes with music on.
I really should do something like that. I should also not have this random background that I have set up there all the time, even when I'm talking between loading games. That's got to be very confusing to people.
It makes more sense when we're playing Risk of Rain.
Yeah.
I would recommend trying Streamlabs OBS out. It gives you like a nice GUI for like doing all the fancy stuff.
Yeah. I should look into that at some point.
It's not really any harder to set up than regular
Yeah.
OBS.
I just need to like think of it when I'm not in the middle of the stream.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Hey, Octodad, you do not like being tabbed out of, do you?
Oh no, I've got a white screen and some Glockenspiel on Discord, and I've got a frozen mirror image on Twitch.
Yep,
Sorry
okay.
about that. That was my fault.
Yeah, it happens. Let me just jump back into that. Yeah,
This is one of the only good DAT games.
And this is, I think, the sequel. The first one was like a free web thing, wasn't it? Well, not web, but like one of the first Unity games, I want to say.
Oh yeah, it was one of the big... I mean, surely there were plenty before it, but certainly one of the first that went like viral.
Well, was it Unity? Like, I know it was a standout for whatever engine it was in. Or like a small project that just like really made a big splash or something.
I don't know if Game Maker can do anything like this.
Earth is keeping him.
It used to be that you
The
could
wedding is starting.
identify
Are you ready?
game engines by like what the physics looked like and stuff, but when like everything's using modified Havoc and stuff like that, I can't like just look at this ragdoll and be like, ah yes, clearly Unity. There are other earmarks. Like I can usually see like Unreal default lighting and stuff, but it's getting increasingly hard to be able to do that. And even then, it's not even like people misattribute that to being like inherent properties of the engines, whereas it's more just like these are the things this engine happened to have as the default values, and a lot of developers don't change those.
This is true. So for anybody who's not familiar with Octodad, by the way, basically the premise is you are an octopus who, for reasons that in the first game were never really made clear, in the sequel here are eventually launched into in backstory, is impersonating a human being with a wife and kids. That much I don't think they ever explained.
So was there a human dad who you have murdered and hidden, or
my
did
knowledge,
the dad
no.
become an octo?
No, there's definitely like a flashback in this one at some point of how the parents met. And then I think we're like specifically asked not to think about it past that point.
Oh, so you are a legitimate Octodad.
Pretty sure, yeah. Kids might be adopted. But anyway, yeah, so the main premise is just like the controls are unique, let's say. And you basically have to like not freak people out too much by obviously not being a human being. On which point
it's sort of in the same genre as Goat Simulator, being a physics sandbox.
Mm-hmm. Or a little quappy? Oh, dressing, okay.
It looks like it actually controls pretty well for what it is.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the controller support is as good as it is. 'Cause I remember, like, it was originally just pure mouse, I think?
Yeah, I have trouble, like, just looking at this. I'm like, how would I even design controllers to work with this?
I mean, it's left trigger, right trigger for the feet. And, the sticks kind of both do their own thing.
That must have taken a lot of tweaking to get right, because you're like to have the body be more or less coherent, even in a noodly state.
Yep.
It must be like doing a lot to like tweak where everything goes.
Mm-hmm. Where would my tie be? Yeah, for what's worth, I've never actually played this one. I played the first one most of the way through, if not entirely.
If anything, hopefully games made to be streamed will force games in the long term to be more honest than games made for the EV Games sizzle reel, where, like, I think of that horrible... I can't even remember the name of it after forgetting it, like, twice, where you're, like, the guy that opens Pandora's box for no discernible reason with like, no discernible personality.
It was, like, Legendary?
Yeah, something like that. And it's like the whole game was just built to generate. It's a screenshot generator, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas at least a game built for Twitch has to be like amusing in motion. Mm-hmm. Oh no! I appreciate that as a locked door mechanic.
Yep. At this point, like, I'm sure people do get the point, but, like, I'm, A, waiting for signs of life from chat before I get into too much else, and B, it's just a fun game, so I'm gonna spend some time with it. Thanks. Wasn't just in here, right? No? No? But yeah, when you actually get into it too, there's like other people around to witness you, and you kind of have to like have some Ah. Well, that's a place to put it, sure. And that's a reference to make in a nice, wholesome game, sure.
The only thing anyone remembers about Lovecraft at this point is tentacles.
Which don't really factor much in, like, much of any of it, is the other things kind of out there.
20 years from now, H.P. Lovecraft's Wikipedia page will be like, Lovecraft was a man who was very afraid of tentacles and made several successful indie games.
Yep. Whereas the real version of it should be, oh, I guess I just... Okay. Oh, there it goes. This way?
Hello, Ramona. Yes, that is true. He did make Bloodborne.
I was like, he was a man afraid of Chinese people and women, and black people, and leaving his mother's house.
I didn't think he was ever going to show up.
They're going to have such beautiful children.
So now there's witnesses.
I knew you wouldn't get cold feet.
How much hairspray
Anxiety is
do
a
you
factor.
use?
Honey, where's the best man? Guess you'll have to get the ring yourself.
So no spoilers, I haven't actually played through all
His
this.
bachelor
But
party was crazy.
I like to
Yeah,
think
how do
that the
you
wife is
expect
totally
to
in
be
on
such
it.
a party animal?
I mean, I kind of hope so. Like, there's a lot of
Maybe
questions if she isn't.
tentacles. That's common enough.
I mean, Dream of the Fisherman's Wife, look it up.
Yes. That is wild to think about. Tentacles predate anime. Tentacles, the genre, I mean.
I appreciate this doesn't give you a lot of hints when you're looking for something.
I could see this being a good Hitman game.
I mean, that's largely the idea.
I guess it's already kind of similar.
Where would a ring be? Not in here, obviously.
I don't understand why Cthulhu stuff became such... And it wasn't even Lovecraft as a whole. It was like just Cthulhu.
Well, it's like
Became
his worst
such a
story,
meme when
the other
people...
Thing,
Oh, sorry?
but his worst story, too.
Oh, yeah?
But go on.
I'm not actually terribly familiar with the whole Lovecraft canon.
What you were saying?
It just, like, the meme fascination with it didn't even seem to, like, it wasn't even like, oh, there was a fad of making existential horror or cosmic horror kind of thing. It was just like, what if big final boss was Squid Man?
Like, here's the thing. Most Lovecraft fans have never read anything by Lovecraft. Like, there's this whole fandom that has nothing to do with the actual stories.
It does seem to be the case.
The actual, like, Call of Cthulhu story doesn't really even have Cthulhu in it. Cthulhu's just like this big monster that some cult is trying to like wake up, and then that happens, and then the main character happens to be in a big boat and just rams into his head, and he passes out again, and that's the whole thing. So I don't know why there's any sort of like staying power. There's like no characterization. There's no like cool things happening. Just
I mean, it's sort of the larger problems with demonic figures in video games is that if you've got like world destroyers that you can stab with a sword, then that you rob them of all power. If you made Sauron in Lord of the Rings stabbable with a sword, it would be like, okay, whatever, just send a bigger army.
yeah.
Do you need any help over there? You look so handsome.
Hang on, it's a little hot here.
A reassuring if harried blub. It goes around her wrist.
Like, I actually like the humor of this game a lot.
I like the stained glass designs.
And the character designs are pretty cute. It's like that very wholesome cartoony look without being creepy about it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I am controlling this.
Good spin.
But yeah, so like Cthulhu wouldn't be the one to like make into a big thing if you're going to do that to anybody. Like even if you just want a giant fish monster, like Dagon is right there, being the one from like the whole Shadow over Innsmouth, and like Dagon, the sort of where people actually, you know, do see a giant monster and like freak out about it and know what to do. There we go.
Hey, look! Dad's up.
Morning, Daddy. I saw a blue jay the other day, and a cardinal. Do you think they're gonna live in the birdhouse?
What kind of babies would a blue jay and a cardinal make?
Cute, purple ones.
Can't fault that logic. Also,
Is
that
everything
painting
okay
was
in
great.
there?
Oh, yes.
Oh, there's the kitchen.
Daddy, will you get me a unicorn?
Oh, you're finally
Daddy, I
up.
want to be
Nice to
big.
see you, sleepyhead. Have you seen my Salty Hearts novel anywhere?
There's one thing that I think this does better than Goat Simulator, is that Goat Simulator takes place in a world that is completely wacky, whereas this has the environment play the straight man while you are Octodad, and I find that more comedically, like that provides more useful friction for your hijinks.
And nobody was getting married.
Also, Dead Mouse isn't in
While
this.
you're waiting on your coffee, could you bring Stacy some milk?
Soon I'll be 100 feet tall.
Dead Mouse is in Goat Simulator. I do not know why.
I was stargazing last night while you were off in your man cave, and I snapped a picture of some strange lights. It's probably just a satellite or a lens flare, but, you know, what if it wasn't. In a way, it's good the basement flooded. You've spent so much more time with us lately.
Pioneer of the EDM tradition now of what if we rip off Daft Punk's look but make it dumber?
Well, I can't be caught reading it.
Mommy,
Yeah?
can I borrow your flashlight later tonight?
Why?
If you put your finger over it and turn it on, you can see your finger bone.
Good
Awesome.
reason. No.
Thanks for the help, Dad. Soon my bones will be made of steel.
Your coffee is ready, sweetie. My typewriter is I made your coffee just the way you like it. Sea salt and tartar sauce. Now that you're energized, I need you to take care of some chores in the backyard while I get some work done. There's grass to mow, weeds to pull, wood to chop, and don't forget to make burgers for lunch.
It's nice having a couple
Dad,
who
are hamburgers
sort-
really made
sort
out of
like this.
ham?
It's funny. This is one of the healthier relationships I've seen in a video game. Now I think of it.
It's like the whole Addams Family
It's
thing.
very Makaran. Large.
Yes, yes.
We'll just see about that.
Oh yeah, I was having this conversation with Gabby a bit ago. Like, if they were to reboot that, who would you cast these days?
That is tough.
Well, that clown looks like a butterfly.
I mean, Christina Ricci, I think, can still do it.
Smashing the town.
Oh yeah.
She was like born to play
Doesn't
Wednesday
town have a
Addams.
wizard
Like,
princess in it? Lady Stacy defends
Oh yeah.
the
and hasn't
town.
like
Well,
aged.
isn't she like?
Sure, but only
How
if
old
the
is she by
dragon
now?
can be named
I mean, she's
Tom
gotta be
Lord
like
the
in
Coolest.
her 30s, I think.
Pre-bankruptcy since opening in 1960.
I remember Christina Ricci
directors
a
in the
lot
last
because Sleepy Hollow was out when I was a kid, and my friends would taunt me calling me Christina Ricci because I
Seems
looked
fine.
girly, and they thought I looked like Christina Ricci.
I don't know how I didn't give myself severe burns by having that on the
Dad said we could get a horse for the backyard.
opposite
It'll
side
eat the
of the
grass
grill.
and be our new super cool furry lawnmower.
Yeah, we need a battle horse to protect the family. Dad said we could get one. Oh, he did.
5 second rule, right?
Thanks, Dad. These look delicious. I bet they taste like magic.
It also brought to attention how Pugsley is just like so boring compared to the other characters. Like, what even is Pugsley's deal?
Mom,
I'm not sure.
I got a splinter from the table.
Come here, honey. Let me take a look.
If this thing were any bigger, I'd be dead. Dad, you have to blow on the weeds and make a wish. Sometimes I wish.
No! Oh, my flowers!
Well, then
Sorry?
please grant wishes, Stacy. Everyone knows
Mhm.
that. I heard if one of those seeds gets in your ear, it'll make a weed grow out of the top of your head.
That can't be true.
It'll come now. Oh, one more.
No, they'd have to get like whoever's the biggest SoundCloud rapper right now. I have no idea.
For who?
The ladybugs are.
Ramona was saying if the
really
Addams
out of
Family is
season.
rebooted, then MC
Especially
Hammer
if
has
it's
to
got
do the
insecticide
soundtrack
before they
again.
eat all my flowers. Dad, you should have seen this spiral I threw the other day. It went like 50 feet or like 100. I don't want to brag.
Freaking kids. Okay, time to mow some lawn.
Stacy, why are you pouring ketchup in your brother's drink?
I'm just trying to make a potion.
Well, dear, I've got a book on chemistry that'll teach you to make real potions.
Well, my potion's
She's definitely a
already
witch.
real.
Well, I would mow the lawn, but
I like the captions for the Octodad.
Baseball and my foot at...
This does get around the problem that you were talking about the other day with
Hey, Dad, the way
Shaking
you're
water.
mowing the lawn reminds me of this one episode
Yes.
of Sports Johnson, where he goes back in time and meets his son, Sports Johnson Jr., or SJJ, and he and his son have to train to win the future soccer match.
Guillermo del Toro's
What do they do?
Octodad.
Are we ever gonna play soccer together?
He would be the only one I'd trust to do the Octodad movie.
I think you don't have to do a lot of movies.
I want to live in the dimension where we got his version of The Hobbit.
I want to live in the Metro guy, his version of Pacific Rim 2.
Yeah, or Silent Hills.
I do like the anxiety simulation having these eye lines just like suddenly start tracking you when you're being weird.
Dumb things like trees and animals.
What? Why would Stacy say these things?
What was that one?
Stacy was asking if trees feel pain when you chop them, and then she added dumb things like trees and animals don't feel pain.
She's a weird kid. There we go.
This was me trying to chop wood at my rural home.
Oh no! I hope there weren't any eggs in there.
I did not do that.
I've got you now! You will be cut down! You become feeble, your buccal mass is grass! Second gnome!
Ah, second gnome.
Honey, what's going on over there? Anyway, I have a surprise for the whole family. A free trip to the aquarium! I know you think aquariums are festering prisons of iniquity, but I've got to write an article for the paper. Can't you make an exception this time?
As I was saying before too, it's like this sort of like character design, right? A lot of games go for this kind of look, and they have this like weird
Groceries.
corporate
We need to go to the
plastic
grocery
smile
store.
thing they come up with instead.
We need things like cereal for
This
the kids.
does it legit though.
Right, kids?
Well, we already have cereal.
We need so much cereal. Then it's settled.
A lot of these
We're all
games
going
we've
to the grocery
been
store.
viewing have reminded me how
I want
hard
Johnson
comedy is.
cereal and
That
pizza
too.
and soda and chocolate milk.
And I want an apple.
Oh, thank goodness you don't have to drive.
Yep. So I don't feel like I'm giving a good proper look at this until I'm screwing up badly. So let me just like do that.
Gervison's has revolutionized the modern shopping experience. Everything here is automated and handled remotely. Our freezer section is all frozen up. We're working on getting it fixed, but we're sure at least one freezer door is working.
Why are all these freezers frozen?
Oh, I get it.
see, when the red light's on, the speaker is off. That means it's safe for me to talk about how we get our meat from... What? What is it? Oh, geez. What I was saying was, it's safe to talk about how we get our meat from nowhere. Gervisons.
This is like very forgiveness early on.
This milk says it's packed with vitamin G.
Picking up soda for the big game, maybe for a big party.
Is it possible
Only
to like
Gervisons
lose?
has a soda city
I
big
mean,
enough to handle all
Okay,
your
so there's a
biggest
little
events.
black meter spot on there. That's my like suspicion/anxiety meter. And,
Oh.
Like this is a lot more
Destroy.
forgiving than the original
Destroy.
game was. Holy cow.
Hear that? Abazor
Essentially,
actually
like,
begins
when
a
you're-
back in stock by
yeah,
popular
just-
demand.
Very clearly just being an
Abazor,
octopus
son.
flailing
I
around.
hear they promote
People get a
robot
bit
violence.
concerned. I'm sure this does pick up later in the game, difficulty-wise, but...
Our deli offers a variety of creatures that can be fried, barbecued, roasted, and toasted. Stop on by.
King Kong just real quick, because... I appreciate the soda doing that. You guys freak out, come on.
I choose Gervisons because I can't get enough of Soda City.
I wish I could be Soda City.
You know, you do things that are like really suspicious, like walking through all the fruit here.
Did you see Shirtless Chefs of Maryland last night?
People kind of start thinking something might be a little off about you.
It was saucy.
Yeah, this is really good stuff. Like, how much you have to flop around for that to happen. But yeah, you kind of get the idea. You try to do basic tasks while not being obviously an octopus. It's very cute. I like it.
It's better executed than I expected it to be from
What's the
just
sequel
knowing its
too, which polishes
reputation.
it up a bit, yeah. The first
What
game's
was that?
The first game is a bit rough and really unforgiving.
I didn't even know there was more than one. I thought that Dadliest Catch was just the subtitle.
Oh no, that's the full-on sequel.